In previous videos, we told you that in Singapore several tournaments were being held where some of the most profitable traders in the world were attending. We commented in previous videos some of their strategies, but one of them, with only 23 years old, caught the attention of the media, as he used a strategy where he combined different variables of momentum. And some saw the coincidence with an indicator that is leaving very good profits and that we will teach you step by step below. Welcome to the Trader's Game. And before we start, remember that in the description you have the links to join us in our Telegram community, where every day we post charts and analysis of what is happening in the financial markets. And also the trading bonus page, which has been updated and have added new promotions and free bonuses for all those who are starting in the world of trading. Do not forget to leave your email if you want to receive a weekly newsletter with everything that has happened during those days. In this case, we are going to take as an example the euro-dollar pair in time frames of 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute. It is a strategy that is perfect for day trading and scalping. In the indicators part, we look for the Machine Learning Momentum Index. It is an indicator that has a part of what we call machine learning, which would be something similar to what today we call artificial intelligence. In the configuration part and style, you place it as you like. I personally like it as it is, and in data entry we leave it as default. In this part, one have to tell you that depending on the volatility of the asset that you operate, you can manage the length of the trend, i.e. the trend length. In this case, we are going to leave it as it is since the example is in Forex, but the indicator also works perfectly in stocks and cryptocurrencies. The first thing we see are these zones more differentiated in the upper and lower zones, green and red. These zones show us perfectly the changes or reversals in the momentum, being these exact zones in which we should look for a trade by looking at the trend change. It is very simple. When the indicator marks a red zone, it means that the momentum is changing, and in this case the trend can go from bearish to bullish, and on the contrary, when we detect a green zone, it is most likely that the trend changes from bullish to bearish. The only thing we have to do is to take advantage of this information and look for operations accordingly. Specifically, what we should expect when entering are these crosses of the blue line with the lighter blue average. In fact, for you to see it better, we will change a little the shades. We will put this in white and the average will place it in yellow and with a slightly wider thickness. We are going to mark all the crosses I am referring to so that you can see how well it works. Now we go down to the 5-minute time frame, where the indicator gives us many more entry signals that we can take advantage of. A personal advice is that you differentiate the zones that mark the values of 150 and minus 150, and only take into account those signals that occur after those green and red marks have touched at least that area. So if you place these horizontal lines and you go here to coordinates, putting these values of 150 and minus 150 visually will make it much clearer when you have to enter and when not. Here we have already the first of the examples. We see that the red zone has touched and has exceeded the line of the value of minus 150, and we also see how that crossing occurs upwards. Also, as you see, practically that crossing occurs at minimums, more or less at this point, with which we place our operation, the stop loss below the previous minimums, and the take profit depending on the asset that you are operating. As always, we rely on volatility, i.e. in Forex, I recommend that your take profit is approximately a ratio of 1.5 to 1 or even 2 to 1. However, in assets such as cryptocurrencies, I would reduce that ratio to 1.5, simply to always ensure more profits. The most incredible thing about this indicator and this strategy is that if you look at the range of time that passes between one end to the other of the visible chart is only 1 day and 7 hours, and of course we can see several operations that mark the perfect signal of entry, and all these points here we could launch our operations. Here we would have the second one that also comes out in profits, followed by another after only a couple of hours. Again, at the top of this movement, we again have another entry point, where we could even use a trailing stop to maximize our profits. We have 4 positive in less than a day to find the first negative signal. Obviously, we will always fail sometime, but the important thing is that we are disciplined and that the win rate is positive in the long term. In this case, in less than a day and a half, we have taken 4, 5, and 6 positive operations, with very high profits and ratios, and only 1 negative operation. If we want to filter even more, we can place the RSI plus backlight overbought oversold. It marks the areas where the price is overbought and oversold. Then we could only enter in those signals that occur when the price comes from being in one of these areas. For example, in this part of here, we can also take advantage of the information that gives us the RSI, which clearly marks a bearish divergence to confirm that this entry point just when the crossing is given is going to be the right time to make our entry. In this case, in short. Finally, show you also its effectiveness on 1-minute candles for those of you who like to trade scalping style. Again, we simply take our trade when the green zone is crossed after touching the 150 line, and again we exit in profits. On the downside, we wait for the red zone to cross the yellow average and take another trade, 1.5-to-1 ratio, because we are at a very low time frame, and wait for the next trade. In an interval of about 59 minutes, i.e. less than an hour, we have made 3 positive trades, a real madness. I personally like very much this strategy in 5 minutes time frame due to my personal trading style, but you can adapt it to your own taste and even add other indicators. I invite you all to try it and to leave me in the comments section how it went, and if you have already taken many profits. In the description, as always, we leave the link to our free Telegram community and the official page of Trading Bonus, where all those who are looking for new platforms to operate the bonus trading company itself allows you to access them by giving you some initial bonus money or promotion. So do not miss the opportunity, that is all completely free. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video of the Trader's Game.